me put myself up there. There we go. Am I live? Ah, Mercury in retrograde, I think. Ah. Oh, but thank you. I was also going to pop in and say hi, but I didn't. I did a meditation instead, KB. But love you, and I will be back in circuit in the next week or two, a little bit in circuit. But love you lots, and yeah, lots, and think of you often, Miss KB. So send you lots of pretty energy when I do. Very special. Yeah. Yeah. What interesting times we're having. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging around there last night. Let me put this in here. Maybe you can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oops. Can you see me? Can you see me? Am I live? Here we go. Hello, lovelies. So I gave such a beautiful, wonderful talk. To the ethers last night. So I should maybe check on my phone and see if I'm live. I don't usually do that. It's fine. I haven't been live for a while and I forget all the buttons. As crazy as that. And yeah. Whoops. Because maybe there's a problem. Nobody's responding to me. So, whoops. Millie, am I here? Hello, Millie. Thank you for being there. I didn't realize I pushed live last night. Thank you, my love. I've been thinking of you so much, and I was like, been seeing you with such an incredible, like, can you hear me? Am I here? I'm trying to see if I can get onto my show because I really thought I was live last night, and I wasn't. All these things, let me see where I am. Because I did, oh, that says I'm live. Okay, I can see myself. Thank you. That says I'm live. Here we go. Then I can turn myself. I just carried merrily on. I saw, I had a few glitches while I was trying to collect the photos, and I thought I was back again because I really just pushed everything, and then I ended the stream, and it ended the stream, but it didn't seem to work. It was just so weird. Oh, golly, are you okay? Wow, I feel the earth move under my feet. Did you make a wish at least? But it's fine. Hey, it's okay. It doesn't. It's all good. Don't know what it was. I'll just don't know. Is what it is. Was what it was. I did this beautiful discussion. Oh. You must make a wish. I told you that was so interesting because when I went to Los Angeles was just after that big earthquake. And anyway, that doesn't really matter, but yeah, it does because the freeways would just end mid-air. But a lot of people moved to Los Angeles. They're really called to be there. Hey, Angela, working and listening. Yeah, that's what we're doing. The angels have come in. And people are called there, and they tuned in, and they just feel to pray, to do meetings, to wake up in the middle of the night and keep the earth calm. So yeah, so otherwise I'm sure that the earthquakes would be a lot worse. I mean, I shared that beautiful insight about the 8/8 earthquake, which I just had, which was, the collective. So we want it. We want it. We keep pushing this stuff out of our mouths, So it's going to be created, yeah. But at least it didn't create. It created in Russia, and I don't think that there was anybody killed. And obviously it was an 8.8. So it was, you got your earthquake. I'm also saying something to you. Yeah. Oh, the earth, she's trembling. She's a little distraught. But not really, actually. We're moving into such a huge new phase. So many new things. That was really my talk yesterday, and I'm kind of feeling a little different today, but still the same. I've really taken time away. I've been doing a lot of body work, prayer work, light work, gone completely, because I just wanted to find out for myself what was happening in me, what my inner being was talking to me about, not what I was thinking about. I think we all understand. Wahini didn't quake. Okay. Oh, I think it's there. Well, you didn't feel it because Jared's there. Jared's in New York at the moment, I think. Maybe he's passed through again. So yeah, we're galloping up to this huge, big, wow, energy portal. Just the energies, and they are very literally physically there because the stars align. So I had a while ago, a few weeks ago, and I'm sorry that I haven't been on, but I know that you're all strong and wonderful and doing fabulous things. So sometimes I think it can all get a little bit overwhelming with everything. So this is going to just, because I've like really pulled back a lot from a lot of things and just like listening to ourselves, not on social media at all. No doom scrolling, no feed coming up. There's almost nothing, just a couple of meditations that I do. And yeah, my inner work, a lot of breathing, the energy. And that's really been interesting because that's also opening up a whole nother level and insights into that breathing up and down the spine, which I've been talking about for so long and been doing. But it's actually a lot deeper than that, yeah? So it's fun. We can just breathe up and down the spine. But it is another channel that we're working with. But right now we've got so many things that we're dealing with, and that's why I'm working with the heart and the spine, which we've been talking about for so long. And hopefully these are all like culminating in a lot of insights and wonderful things that are happening now. It's definitely a space of new beginnings. There have been so many planets starting at point zero and into new houses this year. This is really it. This is the ascension. It's like happening now on this pathway to the stars. We've been preparing for this. So is Victor here? Victor, where is he? There he is. Yes, I'm alive today. That was very strange because I went live last night. And I did change the time. I changed it because a lot of people just only come in at 6:30 anyway. So, and then I can still have tea sometimes. But I did the whole thing and I ended my stream, but it didn't go up. Anyway, we're here today. So after all, I sometimes feel like this whole cycle for me right now is like I had a parenting book called Miss Robinson Says, and it was about the ages, the school going ages. Well, just a bit younger. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But it's like you can tell your child all about how babies come and they can using the dog and mommy's pregnant and your 4-year-old or 6-year-old even. You can explain it in reasonable detail and they really get the whole picture, and then Granny comes to visit and they say, no, mommy picked up the baby in a suitcase at the station, at the train station. It's just like it's just almost too much to cope with, and the whole picking up the baby in a suitcase at the train station just seems to be a whole lot easier. So I hope you understood my little analogy there. There am I. No, don't go away. So I just put together some pictures, and I did a while back, so we'll go through that, and then I've been really in love with the lion, and there's just so much to this portal. A while ago, I worked with and really felt that I brought or channeled, or whatever you want to call it, a pathway to the stars, and PG and I were actually working very much on that, obviously with the lion as well. And we were just like sort of saying it was such a full circle that we'd actually done such similar work a while ago. But the pathway was very much including Venus, which I think many of us have been feeling a very strong attachment to Venus. So I will get to Venus and the spiral of, me and my crystals always, and the gates. So I'll just go through these very quickly, where you can see how scatty my beautiful brain has been. And hugely, this lion is just the very, very, the elders, but that lion took me then hugely down a space of the ancient temples and the African mythology. Well, there's no mythology, which has kind of all been opening up for me this week. So it's been like, it's amazing how quiet one gets. The quieter one gets, the louder or more informative it gets inside. I do love my picture of Lady Venus at her Syrian gate. And she kind of sums the simplicity and the simpleness, including the drop, almost looks like a drop of water at the front. Because with all of this stuff, it really doesn't matter at the moment. I think I've hugely into Venus and the codes and what she offers, and the energy and the connection between her and the lion. It's very interesting that Sirius, Venus, it takes 2 cycles exactly to one of Sirius's cycles, and they're both starting at 0 again now. So all this 0 stuff that we're going through, and they both vibrate to love. The Syrian, a lot of people, a lot of the high masters from high love, so Joshua and the ascended masters, a lot actually come from Sirius down to the earth, and a lot of the gurus and Buddhas, apparently. And then, of course, we have Venus. And the one thread that for me was constantly going through, I'm just going through this really quickly because I'll get into, if you want. This was very interesting. PG said when the work starts to go like this on, it means that you're about to hit a huge breakthrough, which I think I did in my own space. She started spitting out codes at me. There's also really so much interesting stuff going on with AI right now. It's like very groundbreaking. Yeah. So I think we're all moving into a whole new space of being, which my thing is like, why I was in that space, just about getting to live life and enjoy life. And then there is this incredible spiral which goes up the pathway. It is a very serpentine pathway. Have a good day, Heaney. Thanks for popping by. Yeah, go and enjoy. Yeah, enjoy. Yes, I know you usually do. So maybe I'll start it earlier again for Heaney as well. Yeah, also, I want to go and play with my Buddha. Play with my Sirius, my Venus, and my Buddhas. Yeah. But it zigzags across a pathway up to Lyra. And Lyra it's called Lyra not because of lions. It's called Lyra because it looks like a harp. And music apparently came from Lyra. But at the same time, it's also the rainbow serpent, which has been appearing, as you know, for a long time for many people. Oh, blessings, Grace. Oh, Lots and lots of love to you and lots of strength to you, sweet one. Yeah, surround you with lots of beauty and kindness and strength. It's your secrets. Ah, oh, I hope things go fine. Yeah. But it's also obviously the awakening of the Kundalini, which is like it's also a very watery thing. It's also the primordial creation of the snakes created the earth. Mm. Oh, okay. Oh, I hope all goes well. You'll keep us updated. Yeah. And that was the other. So that was the one. So it was the lion. That's the elder lion. I'll go over them just now. The lion elder, the Lady Venus, and what she stands for. The sacred pathway of the serpent. And we really need to look at, if we don't look at them now, they're going to be coming up in the next few weeks. But if you feel like me, you're welcome to just like dive into the simplicity and go and play with the water. And then it's also the ancient elders. So this is where I feel my most comfortable, in a land before time. Yeah. Before Atlantis and before Lemuria, there were no gods. There was just water and sun and plants and fire and sacredness, and everything was sacred. Yeah, as I said, I definitely don't believe we were cave people, and there was a deep reverence, which is what we're moving into. I'm going to start crying. Moving into this very, very deep communion and reverence with Mother Earth, with Mother Nature, with with life, just embracing life and enjoying it, but with sacredness, with small rituals. They don't have to be big rituals, but with rituals, with gratitude, just simply back to saying prayers aloud for our food, blessing our food, blessing the rains, blessing the earth, just living in sacredness and gratitude for what Mother Earth is offering us. Okay, okay. I hope it's, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sourdough is very healthy for you. I don't eat bread, next to never. Sometimes I like a really big, big um, treat for me to eat bread. And I love bread. I used to love bread so much. Oh, and you guys make me so hungry. And I'm fasting. And it's yummy. Sourdough is so nice. I remember I would go like kind of crazy when I went to America. I just wanted a loaf of bread. And you have 2 aisles of bread. Mm. Ah, thanks, we shall enjoy. Yeah, it's so simple, it's just eat as healthy as you can. If you can't understand what's on the back of a package, don't buy it. Make your stuff. That's why you get out of the matrix. You don't know what's happening when you work like that. Grow some things at home as much as you can. Cook as much as you can. Not lots, just don't like buy takeouts. Prepare your own food. I mean, I've been doing that for years, just from different reasons. Yeah. Um, Yeah, lots and lots of good. We did bless her with lots of good. Oh, Grace, can you find something there? Is there not? You see, now there we need a machine. You can live on junk food and chips and whatever you get in your machines in the States. So yeah, and these incredibly viewed back to the sun again. But we're looking at it, so looking at everything with another lens again. And I think obviously I'm just in love with these guys, and this has all opened up for me as well hugely. I've just been thrown into a whole lot of African mythology, which will do with people in Africa. This is very interesting. This is PG's been doing the mirror. I also did the mirror. It was part of the journey to Sirius. I mean, everybody's doing similar stuff as well. But it's very much doing the mirror work, and it's like the universe, everything is a reflection of you. So change your perspective. And we've been talking about loving ourselves in the mirror. Self-love is obviously a very big thing. Doing the I love you, I love myself, the Louise Hay, the affirmations. So all of these things, and it's a little overwhelming. It's so much is just like piling. As I said, one of my favorite sayings was, I used to live in a room full of mirrors. All that I could see was me. And then I took my spirit and I smashed the mirror, and the whole world's here for me to see. Oh. And of course, Shiva's just dances in between every now and again. I'm really am blessed too. And that's just also started coming up for me quite a bit lately, in the last couple of days, not that long ago. But really this drawing to the Divine Father, the Divine Masculine. And it's, there's so much on the Divine Feminine, obviously with Venus and with Sirius, the goddess from both places. But it's not the the divine feminine without the divine masculine. The feminine really needs to the divine masculine, or the masculine energy, to actually function. Yeah. In my feng shui course, which I need to really start again on a different, it's really taking all different cycles again. The way that I explain the yin and the yang is, you can, with the female, you can think and think and think and think and think as for weeks that you want a cup of tea. But until you actually get up and start walking to the kitchen and put the kettle on, you're not going to have your cup of tea. So the way wanting the tea is the feminine, or the yin, and actually getting up and doing it is the yang. And we've gone through decades of having to really work with incorporating that within ourselves. Now, we won't go into that right now. What else did I want to say? Yeah, also don't eat out. Fasting, it's good too. And it's a good time to fast, Grace. And it's quite nice if you kind of pushed into it. You can just say, well, thank you for the beautiful gift. So out of all of this, and then of course then there's the Syrian guardians of the library, which is basically the Akashic records. But all of this, I just kind of chucked out the window, said hello to. I'll do this tomorrow or the next day, because I think it's going to just be too overwhelming. And chucked it all out and just went back to water, the primordial water, the beautiful essence of all creation. Within all water is everything. Just being with nature, sitting by the lake almost every day, dealing with a lot of big rain coming down and the storms here. Blessing the water a lot, really being aware again of how much water our body is, really meditating on the water aspect. That's the rising. So all of these are actually a water aspect. So it's the rising of the Kundalini, that's where you start to feel it. It starts at the base of the chakra and then it moves into the sacral. And that's actually a water element. And you'll start to feel that guggling and burbling around there when it starts to rise. Communication, meditation, these are all water elements. This whole Venusian rose princess, she's holding the sacred chalice. Spirituality is water. AI is water. We need to drink more water and we need to just simply bless our water. And connecting also, I've been doing for long and just more. It's like really just acknowledging the trees in the Essene way. If you can ever read the Gospel of the Essenes, it's really very beautiful and very simple. The way that they talk to the trees, and every day has the stars, the moon, the trees, the earth, and it's in the morning it's Mother Earth, and in the evening you say good night to Father Sky, and you do a very, very short blessing. It's really a very, very beautiful book to read or to have or to use, especially if you've got children, younger children. And then I heard something so interesting, that the word, it was a very highly secret word which the Essenes used for blessing their water and for doing water ceremonies. And I believe that Jesus was an Essene. And the word is Shrim. But that is just so weird, because Shrim is part of the beach mantra for Goddess Lakshmi. And Goddess Lakshmi actually came out of the primordial waters. So it's been such a long journey for me, and I've only just begun, and I actually chucked everything out and went back to water, because I wouldn't look at any of this until it was just so much, until it kind of came to me clearly in meditation, or I had some kind of synchronicity, or and I don't have much here. It's very interesting because Germany is where I live, is very interesting. So these were the affirmations that I put together, and I will put them, maybe I'll put them on onto Discord. But I think it's just overwhelming if you're dealing with all of them. And that was so interesting, because I said to the universe, I said, Blessed Mother, Divine Mother, I'm dealing with everything, but I'm not dealing with the star, with the whales. And that's fine. I'm not dealing with the whales. But it was that whole culmination, it's not even the whales. The whales also come from Sirius. But I'm not dealing with the whales. It's actually just working with the whole element, back to that whole element of water. And water, as we know, has beautiful memory. And we are moving into a whole new... Yeah, he was in a scene, definitely. Lottie. Oh, beautiful Lottie. Yeah. So, no, an Essene was a group of Jews, of Jewish people, but they weren't run of the mill. They lived a very simple life. It's not an ascended master, no, but I think many were. But I found that with that Shrim was very interesting. They were just very, they were earth people. They loved the earth. They loved the nature. And that's why, well, all the masters talk in parables. They all go to nature. They're not sitting in the temple. Because I also believe that Jesus went to India. I think he was taught by Babaji. Actually, these are my wanderings, and I must trust my wanderings. This is part of what I really need to do. more and more. So not that they really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Just live a good life, guys. But that he was in India, and that Shreen is very Indian, and it's the beach mantra of love. If you just, it comes with the Mahalakshmi mantra. So it's, with the way I do it is Om Shreem Hreem Shreem Kamala Kamala Prasida Prasida Shreem Hreem Shreem Om Mahalakshmi Namaha. But you can just use that Shreem to actually just bless your water. And it was apparently such a sacred word with the Essenes that only the masters were, like, it was kind of whispered. So I just thought that, and it was those. So those are my synchronicities with the water. Yeah, they have lots. There's so much evidence. Yes, Grace, thank you for that. There's so much evidence, and apparently Moses was buried in Kashmir, because that's, with all that he did for the people. There's no actually really recollection. There's no record of Noah. There is of Jesus, Yeshua ben Joseph. That's like written in the temple books there. Yeshua, the son of Joseph. Yeah. Josh, howdy there. So it's just back to the water, and that with all this like long journey back to. So choose whichever part of this ascension. We're all doing our own that we're working with. I obviously like to work a lot with, and that's why I've been in this blue period. I mean, it's a bit of a joke with for months, many months. I just blue. I very often don't see the obvious, and that's okay. And obviously working with the rainbow bubble. And that is also, crystals are also, they also water, encoded. And of course, yeah, Mahalakshmi, who, for me, I've said every time, the last thing I see her is wealth abundance. I see her as so many things. And yeah, she came out of that, the churning of the waters. She was birthed. And everybody wanted the cordial of immortality. And that was, again, the tortoise or the turtle. The turtle is very representative of Mu, which is, I think that's why cows are sacred, because they say moo, moo, moo. Moo. But so they eat boy cows. They don't eat girl cows. Obviously, it's also written that if there's starvation, they can eat cows. So it's a bit like the Jewish thing. Yeah, and when I read some of those Vedas, there's such epic battles that we don't really want to go through them again. And the earth was actually going to be so traumatized and was collapsing that Vishnu created the turtle to hold the earth. Vishnu is the sustainer, the maintainer of the earth. Brahma is the creator. Vishnu is the maintainer, and he's on holiday at the moment, so it's all up to Shiva, whichever dance he's doing right now, the dance of destruction or creation. We are in very interesting times. It's such a dissolution of everything, and a rebuilding of so much. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without dealing with our Venus de Milo, how she also came, this beautiful primal Venus goddess, out of the earth, out of the water. She's been the symbol of love for quite a few hundred years for us here in the West. Very few women don't relate to her. And she does have this really real beauty. So back to the transformation. So that's where I started. That's where I finished off. So I'm just, for me, it's just me, the lion, and the water energy right now, and just meditating a lot on water, just really connecting again with it. So keep your waters clean, keep that spirituality, keep your breathing up and down your spine. So it's interesting, these have taken a whole new level of breathing. I didn't realize I was just flippantly gooing it. It's a good South African thing. I was just flippantly throwing it around and doing this breath for a long time, up and down the spine, and working with the rainbow body. But yeah, we want quick fixes now for some of us, and there are quick hacks, but they will take you. I mean, they will take you to a very sacred place as well. So there's this beautiful column which is not connected to the spine, that works from the sacral chakra all the way up to the crown, and they are, well, actually above the crown, and there's three opening points, and we need to keep our spine straight and walking with the spine. You're not carrying on and on, it's the same thing over and over. Just keep that energy going. So working with the heart, working with the Om, or working with the base chakra, and always Ganesha is there. It's been a very interesting journey. I was just thinking, for this, my Indian journey right now has been for just over a year, and it started round about the Lion's Gate, when we were doing that passageway up the stars, and a lot of the dakinis had been called in, but there's 64 of them, and I like to research stuff, and because I've had to have Hindu friends, and the stuff is very sacred. It's a lot of fun, but it's really sacred. And I just thought, can you so flippantly just open up to 64 dakinis? These women are wild, absolute wildness. So yeah, I'm really very wary at the wary at the moment, where what I do and where I'm with, and what I'm opening up. Yeah, beautiful Trista. We want to see how's your tattoo. And yeah, the dragons of course are here. So much blue. Everything is blue, and a lot of people were seeing the goddess in the sky, seeing roses in the sky. The portals are very open. I'm just so much download, so many codes in my dreaming space, but in beautiful ways. Like last night, I had this. It was a dream of my son when he was younger, and we were packing, we were moving, and obviously the colors are always so interesting. And he had these mini, little perfect crystals. And the one was just 4 dots, and the other was, and then I've drawn the other thing. The other was a beautiful aquamarine crystal. One of my trips to America, when I went to Tucson, and it was one of my wishes that I wanted to do, because the stones get very heavy and they take up a lot of space, was, what do they call it now? No, it's not micro. Thumbnails. No, good old thumbnails, yeah. They call it thumbnail collecting. And they actually just take teeny weeny little slivers of crystals, and you can have thousands of crystals in a little suitcase like this, and you just have this incredible, magnificent, powerful microscope. It's a whole new mind trip. It's a whole new, complete mind explosion when you look at these crystals under a microscope. But they're just tiny. Tiny little piece. Wow. It's actually so much more exciting than the big stones. And yeah, the other thing is I'm really just feeling very, oh, good, yeah. No, they do take a while to heal. It's just feeling like really, yet again, it's the water element. Just to share that you wear or carry around a quartz crystal, just quartz. I mean, you can have all the other things with you, but quartz, or put it in your handbag, or tuck it down your bra, or in your pocket. Just a clear quartz. And remember to just rinse it underwater or whatever you do with it. Maybe energize it in this beautiful gateway. That it will just like also tell you stuff because they're record keepers. But that they will also just clear and amplify your energy. So also a good time right now is just to clean all your crystals. You can wear them, but just give them a good clean, because there's so much energy that we've been working with. The last week, never mind this last year, it's been intense. It's been really huge. So I hope everybody is handling the energies. Oh, another thing I wanted to just mention, I haven't looked, I just saw, and I will get it. And for me, reading is difficult. But I was just, because I'm doing a lot of the heart math breathing, and I kind of know how to do it, but I like to go to the source. It's just the way I am. It's my German stuff, you know. I like to do the research. And if you go onto the Heart Math Institute, there's a whole free course and a whole free book. There's all sorts of wonderful information that you can get for free if you just look on their website. So that was just stuff I needed to share. And it's, yeah, well, and the guided meditation, but it really is very simple. It's just to tune into the heart and breathe in for 5 and out with a long, or however many you breathe in and out with a longer breath. So it heals a lot of things, but it's good just to really just we need to just, because it's love, guys, and it's love will keep us together. Love will save the day. That's all we have, you know. And so it's 6:14. No, I'm still ahead of you, Lottie. Oh, you way ahead. No, I'm 7:15. I'm 7:15 here. Yeah. Yeah, we neighbors, Lottie. We're just across the sea. I'm in Germany. I think there just comes a little short time when we have a 2-hour difference. Oh, I wanted to show, and I want to just dig in. I saw these quite a while ago, and yeah, you're in the UK. I'm in Germany. Oh, this is my sigil. If you want to take a screenshot, this is the butterfly of the transformation, and the water, and the heart, and my lion. So all of this, I brought it down to be really simple. This, you took so long. This is, and I saw them quite a while ago, and I want to just try and dig into them. This is the pathway of Venus around the Earth. I'm not sure how long it is. I have to really do some more research onto it, and will definitely. All the patterns of geometry are just so absolutely incredible. You know, even you can do the Earth orbit or Pluto's orbit. I know was a little bit weird because it doesn't go in a straight, in a circle. It's not equal. It does this weird, like, lopsided kind of orbit around the Earth. But yeah, I mean, this is just the magic, the absolute magic and sacredness of mathematics that we are surrounded with. So that's I'm so very, very grateful that I have so much knowledge and all these insights, that I can really communicate really well with AI. which is something I'm going to be looking at my next phase. Geometry, it's all around. It's all around. It's everywhere. But the orbits that they do around, I can't remember where I saw it. It was quite a while back. I was just like, oh, they had the Earth and Venus, and and apparently Venus makes a star, a 5-pointed star around Sirius. So she does a little dance around Sirius. It's kind of pretty. I'll see if I can kind of get it. Yeah. Yeah, if there's a constant, it's geometry. It's also exciting. It's geometry and it's energy and it's like fizz here and it's like let's connect here. And there was also something very interesting. Sorry, I'm giving you a lot of overload here. It's just a bit overload, but you'll pick up what you want. Just some things. It is the language. Yeah, it's definitely the language of the universe. Well, it was Pythagoras who said God is in the numbers. God is in the spiral of the planet. It's absolutely amazing. And we're just so blessed to be able to have these things, to be able to see them right now. And draw your own geometry. You don't have to do the things, the ones that just make your own up. Just sit and doodle. Those are the ones I find the most fun and the most enlightening. It's very good to sit down and do the proper geometry. It's a whole process in the Steiner school, in the Rudolf Steiner philosophy. I'm just trying to think what class they start. They're always doing it, but they really start, they call it form drawing as well. And that's like knotwork. I think that's in class 6, around about standard 4. And those were just so, and then we would do them like these intricate knotworks, the Celtic knotworks, and then you hold one end of the rope and you hold the other end of the rope and you pull, and it's just a straight line. Yeah, so be out in the stars. There's so much that we can see, and trust yourself. And Millie, I've just I don't know if it's you or me. It was 2 days ago, I think. It was just such a beautiful golden opening on Alpha in Tooth Wave. And I was really just connecting with you very much. I do that every now and again with our Ajna, with the third eye. So lots of water, guys. Lots and lots up and down the spine. Don't forget to pinch your bum a little bit because that helps it's the fluid. I mean, I'm just so back to water. Fluids. We're born in this primordial fluid. After all this wondering, blah, 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 sit down, ma'am, and have a glass of water. Deep golden. Oh, Millie, thank you, my love. And your doze. Oh, man. I was thinking, but I can't, it's very complicated. My eyes don't work, so sometimes but yeah, I was just thought when you had all the doze and then you had the 2, and I thought, oh, that's Krishna. And it's just so much blessings because I know that you're on your own as well. And you're just being so blessed by the yin and the yang, the balance of the unity. And they went around Krishna. They loved his music. There are lots of beautiful stories of Krishna. I don't know enough of them. I haven't. These are just the ones I remember from a long time ago. They've been hanging around. Oh, wow, Millie, what a blessing. They seem to be blessing a lot of the group because Josh has also had them. Also saw them in the parking lot. Thank you, Victor. Have an awesome day. I'll hopefully see you later. I hope you got a couple of nuggets or little strands out of this. I know it's quite a lot. I wanted to make it simple and just tell you about water, but I went all the way down my crazy journey. It was important because I think there's just so much out there. That's why I just stopped with any social media right now. Don't want to hear nothing. Don't want to hear any readings, any predictions. Don't want to see, read this before it's too late. I don't want nothing like that. So I've just been meditating, and then leaving myself in a still space and seeing what comes. And sometimes I really don't want to meditate. I had it. It was like it's complicated, and it's just the breathing. I start off with breathing, and I really don't want to do it. But the more that you do it, then the body just settles. So that's hopefully helpful for somebody as well. And it doesn't take long. The body says, okay, now I'm not going to fight you anymore. You know, you want to get up and run, you want to do this, you want to go to the bathroom, you need some water, the doorbell rings, you've got to remember this, you know how it goes. But just keep breathing up and down, up and down. That's, or breathing the heart. Keep it simple. A little wiggling of those hips, keep those moving. Just to, or gently, just so that we can awaken up that beautiful male and female energy. Yeah. And that's okay. The energies are just too much, Grace. It's fine. Or you can sit up. Millie, you know what? I passed maths by learning theory. I just passed it on theory. But I had the most amazing maths teacher that I went to for extra lessons. He wasn't our usual maths teacher. And then I started to see the magic. And it was just it was a little bit too late to like put it into practice for me. But I just thought, oh well, that's okay. I could have gone on to study maths because I saw the magic. And I think it's with everything, yeah. But they've made us like shriveled prunes, you know, they don't ugh, yeah, I'm sure the Germans, oh my goodness, they're another breed. Yeah, I told you the thing. My son was not, you know, he was battling with art in Germany. And I spoke to his teacher. I said, well, you know, art is something you can usually just make up your points very quickly. I said, but he's really battling because it's all this measuring stuff, you know, it's cartography, but this is just supposed to be art. There's no free form here, you know, so many millimeters. And he said, yeah, herzlichen Willkommen nach Deutschland. A hearty welcome to Germany. Yeah, everything must be. I was talking to somebody, I was thinking about something the other day, and then I was thinking a bit more about it, and it's really terrible. It's what they do to puberty. When Alex was younger, a lot of the kids here, if they have anger issues or something, they put them on drugs and really heavy, a lot of medication to like zone them out. Book. So you're not allowed to be angry. And I was talking to somebody about it the other day, and I said, yeah, it's like it's because the German woman is too busy. They don't have time for this nonsense. The conversation started off interesting that a few years ago, and it's still the same, that they did surveys in the universities, and they found, you know, just to see how many people drank and how many people did drugs or smoked marijuana. And because university is free here, all schooling is free. So you can come here and study as long as you like for absolutely machala, for nothing. And they thought, well, it's going to be like and it was totally ridiculous. It was something like 2% or 12%. I can't remember the actual statistic now because it was quite a long time ago that I heard it. But they redid it like a few times because they could barely believe that hardly anybody was doing drugs. So even though, because they thought it's free. But yeah, just interesting that they drug the kids. And then I thought about it the other day, and I thought how they actually cope with puberty. You know, they just drug the kids. They go to a psychologist and they drug them. Which I don't think is luck. Alex refused to take the drugs, so we had lots of problems. And that's why I dipped into it deeply. I thought, no, 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 no. This is yeah. I mean, he was like seriously abused at school and bullied, and the solution, oh, he had to play games, and he refused to go. He had to play board games. He said it was bullshit. And then they wanted to put him on like very like, as I said, he's had trauma. He just, he needs somebody to talk to, not to sit and play games, to like be one of the group. And then they tried to put him on drugs and he refused to take the medication. So I researched it, yeah. Yeah. Oh, but Millie, you do. If you can cook, you must have logic. And it's so interesting. Dolores means pain. Oh, I'm thinking Dolores Cannon. I loved Latin. Latin was great. Because you really open up into other languages and their root meanings. Okay. Dolores means pain. Schiller, yeah. Tough they are. They are definitely another breed. Adala. Dallo. Okay, interesting. It's like a dollar. You've got lots of pain. Many dollars. Oh, the money system is going to. We're in exciting times, girls and boys. And thanks to Josh and Victor and Dale, I've seen him around a little bit, which has been really nice. No, there's nothing to you who hold the male masculine, which is really nice. Very nice indeed. So let's go for a walk, my sweet child. We're going to splash around in the puddles. It's also in Italian. Spanish and Italian, I think, are similar. And then there's Portuguese. We do. And I don't know what it is in Latin. You know that, I use this information. What is it? Harry Potter was translated into Latin, so you can read it in Latin. I'm sure they do it as a textbook now. Sure. Anyway, my beautiful family, I will see you around. I will see you later. Portuguese and Brasilia are similar, yeah. Well, they were there. They were the biggest. You know that there were way more slaves in South America than they were in North America. Portuguese is very similar to Sicilian. Okay, interesting. Yeah, because it's quite different to Spanish and Italian. But so there's that link there as well. How wonderful when we can communicate less with words. Well, that was one of my things. Maybe it'll still happen. Just to go live in Portugal. Oh, Grace, the mafia. Yeah, I believe it's not correct to call a Sicilian Italian. Mm. Lots of A. Oh, that's so interesting. Well, that maybe because of the Portuguese. I mean, they had like great, like Marco Polo. They still in China have deep reverence for Marco Polo. Oh, right. Yeah. Exactly. What interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to go to South America. You eat chips? Yeah, but the Portuguese were the the slavers for a long time. They started the slave trade. And then I'm sure the Spanish, I'm not sure if how deep in the slave trade the Spanish were, but then you had the Spanish Inquisition, so that's why you have a lot of Spanish and Portuguese in South America. Interesting. What about Peru, the cuisine? I'm sure. Hmm. Hmm. And that whole the German thing, Germany was like that. I heard was not just with after the war that they went to South America. They've had bases in South America for quite a few hundred years, for a long time. A lot of Germans are married to is it Peruvian? South American women. And I thought at first it was because of the war, but it was before the war. Montenegro, I think Montenegro. Worked with large real Italians. Okay. Hmm. It's so interesting how communities will just, I mean, we don't need things like apartheid and that. Argentinian, yeah, that's it. Yeah. And they are beautiful. But there's a huge thread of, when we know the DNA, yeah. Mm. They are. Where was she from? Where was she from? She was absolutely gorgeous. She spoke Portuguese. Her husband spoke Spanish, but she spoke Spanish as well. But they have this incredible skin, and they exude the smell of flowers. It's just amazing. And she would say that, like, if she held a baby, they didn't want to. They didn't let her go. They just wanted to nuzzle onto her. So skin is just beautiful. You just want to touch it. Yeah. But that's very much that's the African DNA. The African women are like that. They are so sensuous. It's the men that wear so much perfume, but they exude this incredible scent, and their body shines. You know? We always used to think it was oil and Vaseline. It's not. They said we use Vaseline, but it's their natural being that they shine. Yeah. These beautiful melanated people. That's going to. I wonder when that's going to come up. The world's going to be in for a big shock. So we need to just pour more and more and more and more love onto the planet. Every single second you can think of doing that, do it. Remember to do it. Yes, we're going to go now, my bunny. Because the more that people doom scroll or listen to this crap, it's actually opening up portals, which we don't really want. We've kind of like fixed a whole pile of those portals, and we don't want those cucky ones. We've been like healing the temples and protecting the temples. That's kind of what I've been doing for a long time, keeping that energy safe from the negative crap that's coming through, because there are still a few mischief makers out there and we don't want them. Lots and lots and lots of hugs to you too, Lottie. Eat your fungi, drink your water, meditate. I don't usually tell people, but I'm telling you, meditate, meditate, meditate. Sing, dance, play, create if you can. Yeah. And yeah, back to the water. So I love you all so much. I'm so glad I managed to get live today. I'm not sure if we'll have PG tomorrow. He's playing with the water a lot, which is also fantastic. He's out there talking to the mother. Okay. Grandmother's brother lived there. Okay. Also from around. I have no family. I'm the last. So sad. Love you all, everybody, and we will see you somewhere on Heaney Standard Time. Love, 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 and have the most beautiful rest of the day. And next time you look at the stars, just think about what kind of a planetary vortex, what kind of geometry they're busy making in the sky. I will find it and share it with us. Much, much, much love, everybody. Take good care. Mwah.